Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm going to introduce you today to a practice called mindfully checking in. But first, I wanted to check in and just see how we're all doing. I am now experiencing, I know a lot of people are experiencing the stress of, I hate this lockdown situation. I know a lot of people are experiencing that. I'm not experiencing that. I don't hate working at home and doing homeschool with my kids at home, although that took a period of adjustment. But I don't hate it. It's fine. But what I'm struggling with is I have uncertainty. Uncertainty. So right now I'm working from home, and I don't know when that's going to end. I know my kids are not going back to school this year, so there's uncertainty there. I know they're not going to go back to school, and I might go back to work. Could happen as soon as next week. I could go back to work. I don't know, and that to me is stressful. And not only that, but of course, a lot of people are wondering, when is the world going to reopen, right? How long is this pausing us? We're sort of in an in between state where things have broken down and fallen apart, and we're waiting for them to come back to life. And in between states are hard. In between states are hard. It's like, uh, I want to say recovering from divorce. It's like after divorce, you're in an in between state. And then maybe you make lots of bad decisions and then you normalize again. And that's with any big tragedy that happens, you might have an in between state. And that's where we are right now. We're in the in between, in between. And we don't know when the world is going to come back to life. And a lot of people are struggling right now. So many people have lost their jobs, and small businesses are just getting destroyed because they need to be making money all the time. And I really worry about everyone. I really worry about everyone because this is such a tough time. I told my kids they should keep journals because this is a watershed moment in history. This is huge. And they don't know they're living through something really big and serious because they don't have a lot of context, right? So they don't realize how strange all of this is, but it's all so strange. So strange to have the rest of the school year canceled. Like, it doesn't even occur to them that that's a big deal, but it occurs to me. So I just wanted to say that we're in a historic event, and I hope that we're using it to sort of check with ourselves and see what we need and what we can let go in our lives and what really matters to us. And I'm hoping that a lot of us can find a little more quiet in our day-to-day life. I know I've been able to because I'm working from home, but a lot of people still going to work their full-time jobs, full-time hours out there, and nothing has really changed for them except they're scared, right? And they're probably not finding extra time for quiet because they're so stressed. Um, it's the irony of when we need our meditation the most is when it's really hard to keep doing, right? So if you're a healthcare worker and you're just out there in danger basically every day and underappreciated and underpaid, then it's such a stressful time. And it's really hard when you have so much stress on your mind to sit down and meditate, but that's when you need it the most, right? That is when we need it the most. When it's hard to do is when we need it the most. And that's the unfortunate irony of meditation practice and that's why routine is, for me, I've found all that really works is routine. Is just, okay, well, I'm going to meditate every night after the kids go to bed. I'm not going to let myself get out of it. Even if I feel bad, even if I'm sick, even if I'm stressed out, whatever, I'm going to do it. And if the meditation feels like it goes nowhere and it's a total failure, I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. That is the only thing that has ever worked for me, is just setting a routine, and still it doesn't always work, but the only thing that's ever worked is just saying, even if no matter what, no excuse is good enough. I'm going to sit. Sometimes I find my way to excuses anyway, though, to be honest, but that's what works. The other thing that works is going to a meditation group, which none of us are doing right now. And I think some people tune into online meditations like this and they can do it. And I think other people, they tune in and they scroll away. They can't do it. They can't do it because there's not accountability. And I don't know how to manage that. But what we need to do is just be diligent in our practice because times are so uncertain, because the world's a scary place right now. So scary. So with that being said, I want to introduce you to a practice of mindful checking in. So I want you to sit up as straight as you can. You can lay down for this practice if you want. Silence. I was going to say silence your phone, but you might be watching this on your phone. If you're not watching this on your phone, silence your phone and close your eyes. And just an aside, if you find yourself falling asleep when you're doing this practice, you can stand up and do it too. You can stand up and do it too. And I have said close your eyes, but if you really prefer having them open, that's okay. Do what you want. And I want you to try to bring your full attention to this practice. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. And we're just going to take a minute of silence. Now, we're going to begin by, I want you to feel into your body. Feel into your body and just notice any physical sensation you're having right now. And that includes your senses as well. So anything you're hearing, but also anything you're physically feeling. We never really think about this, but we could feel the clothes on our body. We can feel the floor or the chair beneath us. We can feel all sorts of things all the time. We just don't notice it because we're so bombarded. So just try to bring your attention to everything you can feel right now, physically. And every time something distracts you from this practice, just bring it back to your body. And we want to just allow any physical sensation to be what it is, not try to ignore it and try not to fixate on it either, but just allow it and just notice it. And then we're going to shift and we're going to just feel into our thoughts and feelings and allow any waves of thought and emotion to just be and just notice them. Label them, just notice scared, anxious, bored, whatever, just notice it. Or thinking about what I'm doing for lunch today, just notice it and bring your attention to it. We're not here to judge or analyze or figure anything out. We're just here to allow ourselves to be present in the here and now and simply notice everything in this moment. Just notice everything because there's so much going on. So just bring all your attention to your thoughts and feelings and your physical sensations and just notice them, but try not to cling to them. Try not to grab onto a thought and get pulled into another thought and another thought, but just try to notice that thought I'm thinking about this, and then let it pass. Our thoughts and feelings are like clouds, and our being is like the sky. So everything is just passing through. We don't think of it that way because we cling to things so much, but everything is just passing through. And we will spend just another minute sitting here, just noticing everything in your experience. And then we'll close by taking 3 more deep breaths. Some people call a practice like this finding your center, and I think that's okay. It's really just taking a minute, just a couple of minutes to just be with what's happening and just feel what I'm feeling, because a lot of the time we're checked out and we're not present with what's happening. We're not present with our feelings or our thoughts or anything. We're checked out. We're somewhere else. We're spacing out. We're sleepwalking. And so this helps us to just take a minute and just come down to earth. Just come down to earth. This practice allows you to recognize how you're feeling physically and mentally and emotionally, and can really help us recenter ourselves in the present moment. So it's a good thing to do to incorporate into our daily life. So when we're feeling really overwhelmed by what's happening, we can just take a moment. What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? What's happening? We can just take a moment to ask ourselves that, because the truth is, we're not doing that. We're not present in our lives. And so there's all sorts of extra baggage coming into everything. So when we're overwhelmed, it's not just about the lockdown. It's not just about the lockdown. When our kids don't listen when it's time to do their schoolwork, it's not just about the kids and the schoolwork. And so mindfully checking in gives us a moment to just reflect and see, well, can I make it just about what it is? Can I? Or do I have to get wrecked by this? Right? So that's it for today. Thank you for taking the time to do this mindful check-in with me, and have a good day.